Very good morning to all of you. Very privileged to be here. And I take this opportunity to thank the organizers, the franchisee India, and S. Chand for getting such a distinguished panel and such a distinguished body of delegates under one roof. Many of you in the room would be aware that Technopack is a leading management consulting firm with a history of over 2 decades. And what really distinguishes us in this space is that our connect with Indian consumers. If you look at the industries that we operate in, which are retail and consumer products, education, fashion and textiles, healthcare, food services, and agriculture, all of them are consumer facing. So our connect with the Indian consumer is refreshed and nurtured through various projects across all these various industries. Students, they know, they understand what quality education is. They have an increasing aspiration for quality education. And there are many pointers to that. If you look at the last 10 or 15 years, there is a kind of explosion that has happened in international curriculum space. Today, by the latest count, we have about 400 international baccalaureate and Cambridge schools in India. And as per Technopack estimates, by 2020 we should expect another a total of 900 international schools, IB and Cambridge schools put together. Another fact, very interesting fact is every year the Indian consumers are spending close to $12 billion for education abroad. This import of education is a very, very significant and powerful indicator that this country is really hungry for world-class, top-notch education. So there could be many such pointers. I will not get into those, but briefly, the point that I want to make is that Indian consumers today is hungry for quality education. The second point that I wish to cover here is that rise of rural and urban poor consumer. This is the neglected part of our economy, and much like everything else in education as well, this segment is not well catered. But if you see the latest trends, there are very strong reasons to believe that this particular segment is coming up and coming up very fast. Apart from just enrollment into private schools, the rural consumer and urban poor consumer today are eager to spend in many other educational services where they find a lot of value. The third point that I want to highlight is, today's parents and children, students, they realize that learning does not only happen in classrooms. Learning does not only happen through books. There are a variety of ways where children can learn. Travel, sports, an array of extra scholastic activities, and today's good schools are focusing on that. As per our latest report, if you look at our latest report on our website, which is available on the ancillary sector, where we see a potential of about $2 billion worth of revenue in travel education alone. So there are a lot of activities happening in that particular space. Another very, very key development is increasing acceptance of technology and technology-aided delivery. At Technopack, we look at technology, especially for education, in 4 ways. The first one is communication technology. The second is OER, or Open Education Resource. I would touch upon this particular topic slightly later. And the third is technology for systems, technology that enables institutions and organizations. And the fourth is technology for learning. Today's generation, today's youngsters, today's students are, their connect with technology is almost elemental. The way they adopt to technology the pace of adoption, the ease of their comfort of use of technology is much deeper than the previous generation. But after 10, 15 years, we feel that is going to be the norm, where technology will play a very, very important role to connect people across various geographies. There will be tremendous collaboration through technology platform. There will be a lot of tools and softwares and apps to improve the quality of learning. The last one is the rising awareness of early childhood education. And this is happening across markets. This is not only an urban phenomenon, but it is happening even in semi-urban or small towns. And this is happening across various price points. Today, parents are aware that children need to be exposed in their very early years to some kind of learning, some kind of exposure. So, the main point that I want to make here in this particular slide is that Indian consumers are at a point where they are really, really hungry for quality education, and this is the right time to tap them with all kinds of products and services. If you look at it, education today has the 4th highest share of consumers' wallet. In next 2 years, we feel that education is going to displace apparel and home textiles from the 3rd spot and will become the 3rd highest, will have the 3rd highest share of consumers' wallet. There are 2 very important factors that have delivered value, among many other things, are brand and land. Land is a great enabler. Land enables you to create great infrastructure, and through infrastructure you could differentiate yourself. So in our mind, we believe MOOCs are game changers. They are going to be completely disruptive, and there is a huge question mark, especially in the West, as to the future of established higher education system there. Already there are a lot of brainstorming that is happening, that how we really understand and how do we prepare ourselves for the next wave of technology that is coming our way. If we look at tapping into private equity money or venture capital money, it is the pedigree of the people, pedigree of the promoters. That is a very important fact. Need gap. Is the business model really tapping the need gap, that kink in the market, where there is an opportunity and that opportunity has not been exploited so far? Or we need to find that blue ocean where still there's not much of competition, or we are able to create a new service. Scalability. Every investor today looks at scale, and they need to scale very, very rapidly. Nobody has the time to look at a horizon of 10 to 20 years. Even in education, investors look at a horizon of, say, 5 years. Yes, there are exceptions, but those exceptions are very, very few. Ticket size. Our experience in fundraising tells us that ticket size is an important issue, especially in education. Most of the private equity companies, they are looking at a bigger ticket size, whereas most of the education models that we come across, or we have come across in the recent past, has very limited ability to consume cash. And here is a strong correlation between the business's ability to consume cash and the ability to scale. So, that is something to really, really consider when you are looking at creating a business model. So, at the end of the day, if you are an edupreneur, then I think you should look at creating a scalable business model, which preferably should be technology-driven, and scale it up rapidly. India is ready. India is really ripe for growth, and Indian consumers are really hungry for good quality, value for money services. Thank you.